something can happen, right? An event can happen, okay? So what is theoretical probability?
Theoretical probability is what should happen.
What should happen? What's experimental probability?
What actually happens.
What actually happened. And remember when we first started probability, we talked about outcomes. What was our definition of outcome? If you don't know, flip back a page. 2 pages, I guess. Sorry, it's on page 16. What is the definition, Damien, of an outcome?
Possible result in a probability experiment.
Okay, so a possible result. So what are the outcomes of flipping a coin?
You land on head to tail.
Heads and tails. What are the outcomes of rolling a dice? Angela. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? What are the outcomes of spinning a spinner with 4 sections? 1, 2, 3, 4. Or if they're labeled in colors, right? Those are the outcomes of an experiment. So a sample space is going to be the set of all possible. So the set
So this is what
of all possible
Did you want us to write this on page 19 or 20?
19 outcomes. So that is what sample space is. The set of all possible outcomes. Okay, and then you're going to have to do a little bit of writing for your first example. Example 1, we're going to have a car can be purchased in blue.
Can we put 5?
Sure. Silver, red, or purple. It can also be a hardtop or convertible. And we're going to figure out all of the possible outcomes. To do this, we're going to draw a tree diagram. Raise your hand if you've ever seen a tree diagram before. Do you guys remember what you used it for, maybe, Claire?
Factorization.
What?
Factorization.
Factorization, okay? Has everybody got this?
Oh. No. What is it? It's that thing where you like.
So, when you've had, and you don't need to write this part down, when you've seen factorization, okay, so like 24, what could I split 24 into? What times what would give me 24?
12 times 2.
12 times 2, and then I could split 12 into
6 and 4 would be better.
6 and 2, and then I could split 6 into 3 and 2.
Do you
Okay,
have this?
so that is, if you have a question, you can raise your hand. Okay, so that is a tree diagram. That is not the tree diagram that we are going to be using, but that is a model of it. Okay? Okay, now are we all good? Okay, so if we are going to make a tree diagram, what possible choices of a car do we have for color? What are the possible outcomes for your color? Try. Blue, silver, red, and yes, I would write this down, and purple. So those were the outcomes of the color, right? If I chose a blue car, what types of car do I have to choose from?
Convertible and hard.
A convertible and a hardtop. If I chose a silver car, what options do I have to choose from?
We really have to write
A convertible or a hardtop. If I pick a red car, what options do I have to choose from?
Wait, what's that number?
They're not numbers, they're letters.
What's the hard top? H, that H.
Yes, that's
I
me.
put a T on accident.
So if I choose a red car, what options do I have?
Convertible.
If I choose a purple car, what options do I have? So if we are reading this tree diagram, we are saying that we could choose a blue convertible or a blue hardtop. Okay, we could choose a silver convertible or a silver hardtop. I could choose a red convertible or a red hardtop. You do not need to draw those circles. You could do a purple convertible or a purple hardtop. Okay? Does everybody see how you can kind of read the tree diagram in order to get your possible outcomes? Okay, so for our sample space, you are actually going to list them out. So our sample space is going to be blue convertible, and I'm okay if you abbreviate as long as you know what it means. So blue convertible, BC. You could also have a blue hardtop, BH. I could also have a what? Silver convertible, or or so how many options do I have for 4 colors and 2 styles? 8, right? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 outcomes. Questions on that so far? Because you know I'm going to make it a little bit harder. Okay, so now that we have the sample space, how does that relate to probability, right? If I ask you to find the probability of, what did I do first? Of a purple car. Yep. So we're finding the probability of choosing a purple car. How many options out of my sample space do I have that are a purple car? 2, right? This one and this one? So I would have 2 out of how many total?
8, so 1/4. So
Which can be reduced to 1/4,
25%.
which is
2,500.
25 hundredths, which is 25%. Questions on that one?
That's kind of like, I'd say easy because it's not really easy, but you can round.
If you have something to say, raise your hand. Then talk to yourself under your breath. Okay. Now we're going to find the probability of choosing a convertible. So how many options now do I have where I'm choosing a convertible? 4, right? A blue convertible, a silver convertible, a red convertible, or a purple convertible.
So you can round to 1/2.
So I would have 4 out of 8, which is
2/4 and 1/2.
2/4 or 1/2. Yes, Jada? Oh, you were going to say that. What is it as my decimal?
25.
Which is what?
50%.
Good. Questions on that? I have one more probability that we're going to find on this specific example. Now we're going to find the probability of a purple convertible.
Purple. What?
Purple convertible.
I know it. It's easy.
I'm going to erase this though because I ran out of room.
Does this all have to go on the same page?
Yes. Okay, so now we're finding the probability of a purple convertible. So how many options now do I have that are a purple convertible? Addie? Just 1, right? This one. So I have 1 out of 8, which is the same as 125,000. which is the same as?
12 and 5 10%.
Good. Dylan, because we take 1 divided by 8 in our calculator. Or you have it memorized.
I don't have nothing.
Example 2. You're writing this down on the same page.
Oh my gosh.
This example isn't very big. Okay? It's not very big. We're going to find the sample space for making a sandwich.
What?
We're figuring out a sample space for a sandwich. Okay? This time I'm going to give it to you in like a table form. So I'm going to say these are going to be your meat options and these are going to be your bread options.
What about cheese?
You don't get any cheese on the sandwich, sorry.
I don't get cheese. What?
No.
You're lactose intolerant.
Yep. All right, so for meat you have ham.
If you're lactose intolerant, don't eat bread. Shell. I'm taking it if you get it.
Lactose intolerant is like dairy products.
Yeah.
You just
So
say
we
don't
can
eat
eat cheese.
bread.
Anyway, ham, turkey, that's... Talk to Mr. Garfield about that, Dylan.
Bologna.
Bread is
Or roast beef.
No. Oh, roast beef's actually pretty good.
And for bread choices, you have rye,
What about bologna?
white,
Yeah, bologna.
or wheat. And you can only have one meat option. You can't have like turkey and ham. You can just have one meat option.
What about salami?
So if we're starting to build our sandwich, what options do we have for bread?
White.
White.
Rye, white, and wheat.
We have to write that all over.
Yes. That way when you need an example, Dylan, you'll have it. If I chose rye bread, what options do I have for my sandwich?
Ham, turkey, roast beef.
Okay, I'm just going to write H for ham, T for turkey, and RB for roast beef. If I chose white bread, what options do I have?
Ham, turkey, roast beef.
Whoops. And roast beef. If I chose wheat, what options do I have?
Ham, turkey, roast beef.
Woo! So how many choices do you have that are ham sandwiches? 3, right? You can have a rye ham, a white ham, or a wheat ham. How many options do you have for white bread? 3. You could have ham, turkey, roast beef. Questions about that? So how many total options do we have for making sandwiches? Trey's really excited, yes.
10.
What?
10. Where'd you get 10?
Add the bread up too.
Can you add the bread though? Are you just gonna, so like this is a rye ham sandwich, a rye turkey sandwich, a rye roast beef sandwich, a white ham, white turkey, white roast beef, wheat ham, wheat turkey, wheat roast beef. How many options are there?
9.
There are 9.
You can get a rye white bread. You just get 2 pieces of rye bread and then put white bread.
Nope, you have to choose a bread and have to choose.
You can pull she said that already. Eden, listen.
Listen,
Linda.